What's up, guys? DLE Kamel here, and we're back with what Kamel thinks. It's been a while, I know, but we've been given the perfect opportunity to do one of these videos, and I wanted to do it because the new Master Duel Forbidden Limited list is here. And this came out right after the Duelist Cup, which, if you guys don't know, whenever Konami makes these big sweeping ban list changes, we've seen it with Duel Links, they always do it after a major competition because that's where they get the majority of their data. So let's get right into it. There are a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're going to talk about each thing individually. I'll talk about it for a few minutes, and we'll move on, try to keep it concise. So very first thing on the ban list is Destiny Hero Celestial. So Destiny Hero Celestial is here because of Destiny Hero Phoenix and Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer on the ban list. Now, being introduced to the game. It's absolutely massive. Almost every top tier deck is making use of it in its 4-card main deck engine. Celestial was deemed too much for the deck. You being able to draw 2 cards if your hand is empty after you commit to DPE, that is very, very strong, especially because, you know, if you're able to make a competent play with your engine and you end your turn with Fusion Destiny, your hand is likely open for that Celestial draw 2 next turn, and this was just far too powerful. The newer cards that they've added to Master Duel, such as the Brave, Adventure, all this new stuff, they all work extremely well with DPE because now we're kind of shifting into this part of Master Duel where multiple smaller engines are working together in decks, and DPE is just super efficient. 4 cards and you get a boss monster, and it keeps coming back turn after turn until your opponent uses crazy removal like Call by the Grave. Celestial, getting rid of him is going to make DPE a lot less safer, and they're probably going to want you to use something to the likes of Destiny Hero Denier, which was the card, the Destiny Hero that came out alongside DPE. So this guy's just gonna take a Destiny Hero from your grave. You can have a Destiny for the monster. Special summon this card from your graveyard. All right, not amazing. Maybe they'll find a better Destiny Hero, but I'm pretty sure they want you to use Denier and not Celestial. Great. Celestial banned. I think that it will make DPE a lot less safe. I guess if you're gonna hurt DPE, this is the way to do it. And their later nerf as well. Imperial Order being banned. Man, guys, I know a lot of you guys really do not like Imperial Order. You don't like your floodgates. But I do not believe that... I don't think, at least, Imperial Order should be banned. Of course, this is huge here. This is... Ultimately, it's just a card that, you know, cannot be whipped out on you in a side deck in a tournament, which is, you know, probably where most people, you know, come in contact with this card. Of course, on the ladder with Eldritch, people really play this card a lot in that deck. Now it's just gone, so you're gonna have to do without it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are happy about this. I don't know, Imperial Order was not on my list of cards that needed to go right now, but definitely was a popular sentiment for this card to be gone pretty much since the beginning of Master Duel. So it's interesting to see that it's gone with the first competitive update. And another floodgate gone. Vanity's Emptiness. Man, Eldritch is getting hit quite a bit by like them taking out all these floodgates. Vanity's Emptiness now gone as well, and did prevent monsters from being special summoned. One could say that, oh, people use this in Fluanderies, and Fluanderies is a really good normal summon deck now. They use this card, and I'm like, whatever, man. For me, this is hurting Eldritch. I'm gonna have to find a way to build my Eldritch without these 2 floodgates. But at the end of the day, that's all that these cards are. They're removing 2 floodgates from the game. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't believe that floodgates are as much of a problem as just super consistent combos that always happen all the time and always blow the game out of proportion. I don't feel like these 2 cards have nearly as much of a detriment on the game as stuff like, you know, Adventure Prank Kids, which is dominating tournaments right now, and I think it will continue to dominate. So 2 floodgates gone. I don't think they're going to make a huge impact being gone on the decks that played them. Number 75, Bamboozled Gossip Shadow. So this card is here because it is used as a precursor to make the Rongo Swordsman, the number 85 or whatever, the Rongo number 86. I was not hit by this card too much. However, I know it was a big staple in the Phantom Knight deck. So Phantom Knights are definitely going to take a huge hit by them not having Rongo so accessible. And this is something that makes me feel like, you know, that this ban list is really a culmination of everything from Master Duel's launch to now. Because Rongo, I cannot believe that it would be such a problem in the Duelist Cup. Tell me if you got Rongo a lot in the Duelist Cup, but Rongo was much more of a problem towards the beginning of Master Duel, back when people were playing Phantom Knights a lot. So that's why I think this ban list is kind of like, you know, cumulative of everything that we have seen so far. So Bamboozled and Gossip Shadow being banned completely. I guess you only needed one to make Rongo. I don't know, man. They're going pretty hard on some of these other strategies. And in that same vein, True King of all Calamities is banned, also known as VFD. This card was banned in the TCG. Now it's banned in Master Duel, and this again is one of those cards that truly dominated Master Duel in its early days. And I do believe that Virtual World did do very well in the Duelist Cup. And, you know, Virtual World, they are a VFD crutch deck. They don't have to be, but a lot of the times they are. So I'm sure that that was the nail in the coffin for them doing very well in Duelist Cup, for them to want to get rid of that. So, True King of all Calamities, see you later, man. I think this card should be gone. It's just another, you know, super busted, non-interactive card that if they want to release stuff in the future, maybe it abuses VFD too. Now it's gone. They don't have to worry about it. Boom. Fusion Destiny going to 1, down from 2. So this hurts the consistency of Fusion Destiny. However, it does do a couple things, right? So Fusion Destiny being at 1 in the deck, it does mean that you only need to run 3 cards for the DPE engine now. So it does make you brick less. However, you do have even less of a chance of opening Fusion Destiny amongst your 3 Destiny Hero cards. And this being the last DPE related card, let's talk about it. Now the best way to bring out DPE is going to be with the Predaplan Verite Anaconda, simply being able to banish this from your deck to make your 1 DPE per game, now that you're limited to this to 1. So how far they willing to go for DPE? Celestial is banned, you get no recovery from your DP, and now Fusion Destiny is limited to 1, so it's even harder to draw it. Anaconda is the last recourse they have to really go in and nerf DPE again, so we'll have to see how these 2 nerfs do. We'll be paying attention to them in the upcoming Master Duel tournaments for sure. I think it's good. Again, DPE, it was just way too consistent, especially in these decks that they're releasing now, like Adventure, Tanky, Dragon Link now as well, all making use of DPE. Extremely easy. It absolutely, you know, demoralizes you when your opponent actually sets up a competent board with one of these crazy adventure decks, and then they've got DPE on top of it. This should make it a little less consistent. Okay. Now we've got Pot of Prosperity. Dude, this is actually a massive hit for decks like Eldritch and Fluandereeze and Invoked, Despia. This card is huge. The big plus side of Pot of Prosperity is that you are able to choose the cards that you banish from your extra deck in order to excavate from your main deck. Now, the other card that does the same thing is Pot of Extravagance, which is what you're expected to use now instead of Pot of Prosperity. Instead of you being able to choose banishing 3 or 6, Pot of Extravagance will randomly banish 3 or 6 from your extra deck, and then you draw 1 card for every 3 cards banished. Now, this card is much less safe than Pot of Prosperity, and that's why I feel like they want to push you onto it, because Pot of Prosperity, it just offered you more flexibility, less risk, and, you know, arguably even more rewards, because you got to excavate and then choose 1 specific card. This you're just going to draw 2 cards. So Pot of Extravagance going to be used now in a lot of these cases. However, Pot of Extravagance, it does put your extra deck in danger. So if you were playing decks like, you know, Eldritch or Fluandereeze, and you were playing them with cards with a little amount of important cards in your extra deck, you may not be able to do that anymore, because Pot of Extravagance is going to banish randomly. So this also just made decks that rely on Prosperity more expensive if you were shirking on your extra deck before. But this is massive, man. I don't know how I feel about this. This is a huge nerf. Again, my Eldritch is hurting, but what are some of the decks that you think needed the Prosperity nerf? Let me know in the comments. And here we go. This is the biggest one for me, I think. The tournament players crossout designator going from 3 to 1 just after being recently released in a selection pack. Crossout designator is the counter to hand traps, allowing you to banish their one card from your deck that is the same as their hand trap or whatever activated card. And I do think that this getting nerfed is very good. Me and Pidius were talking about it on stream a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how he really does not like how uninteractive crossout designator makes Master Duel and how it kind of just shuts down all of your play. You know, he was saying that you shouldn't have to go through 2 layers of your opponent's interruption in order to successfully interrupt them. Crossout designator really sets you behind if you fall victim to it, and it basically just says no to your outs. You know, your opponent is now going to be able to do whatever they want after they crossout designator to you, guaranteed, because it is going to negate whatever you activated in response to them. So crossout designator going to 1 now. I am gonna say this is a good thing, and there's going to be a lot more interaction in Master Duel now. It's not going to be as readily available for you to draw. People, they probably will still play it, but now crossout designator, you have just the same amount of chance to draw crossout designator as you do your one of Nibiru that you are running for crossout designator. So I'm really going to be interested to see how people play it, if they still play it at all. But this is a huge card that people in most tournament decks were playing at 3, if not in their main, then in their side. So this is definitely going to be a huge loss for the meta. Next, Prank Kids Meow Meow Mew going from 3 to 1. Meow Meow Mew is basically the safety card for Prank Kids. It allows you to tribute itself or banish itself from the graveyard to stop you from having to tribute your Prank Kid monsters on the field to activate their effects. So Battle Butler can stay on the field if you banish Meow Meow Mew from your graveyard. This card is just way too safe. It makes Prank Kids way too safe, and by extension, because of this, it has made Adventure Prank Kids pretty darn busted. But I am not satisfied, dude. Prank Kid Meow Meow Mew nerf is not good enough for me to stop Adventure Prank Kids. All this truly does is make it so Battle Butler is not a constant existence on the field all the time. You will actually have your opponent, I should say, will actually have some risk in summoning it. They'll have to sacrifice resources now. They won't always have the Meow Meow Mew. But, you know, when you're looking at the Tier 1 deck in Master Duel, Adventure Prank Kids, this really only hurts one fraction of the deck. I feel like that deck really should have been the focus of this ban list, because right now it is so massive. Even though, you know, maybe not so many of the top 10 players played the deck, so many of the total population of Master Duel are just on the deck, spamming the deck. It is so good right now. I can't believe the only part of it that they touched was Meow Meow Mew. It's absolutely insane to me. Hopefully they're waiting for the next ban list to maybe touch the adventure cards, do something with that. I know really they probably don't want to look at them so soon, since they already nerfed them when they came to the game, but come on, man, they're just too strong right now, and they're destroying the metagame. So not happy that this is the only nerf that the Prank Kid or Adventure deck got. Yeah, so just gonna move on. So I'll talk about these two cards together. Now we're on to semi-limited cards. Multi-Faker and Solomon Great Gazelle are both going from 1 to 2. These are cards that they got nerfed pretty hard in a couple metas ago in the TCG due to their decks just being overpowered, but Konami is kind of easing back on their nerfs, and they're putting these cards to 2. And yeah, I will, if you guys know me, you know that I think that Solomon Great Gazelle was nerfed way too hard for Master Duel. It is way underpowered, and Solomon Greats were just far too underpowered. They literally have no options. If they're unable to resolve one search, Solomon Greats basically have to scoop. So having 2 Gazelle in the deck should make things a little better for them. Hopefully we see some Solomon Great, you know, more consistent deck lists, because the decks were just absolutely abysmal to watch them play, to be honest. Get one search ashed and they're out of the game completely. So hopefully it will be a little bit better for Solomon Great. Alter guys, I don't know too much about Alter guys. You guys tell me. Multi-Faker going to 2 though is definitely going to help the deck. All right, Tanky going from 3 to 2. This is the nerf that we kind of wanted in tandem with Tanky with Tri Brigade a few months ago, but now Tri-Brigade is a trash deck. No one plays it. So what are you even using your Tanky on in the meta? Let's check real quick. I mean, dude, what are you even tankying? I do not know. I can't even tell you what you're tankying. Why is this going to 2? I don't know. Look, I lost the ban list because of that. Yeah, this is kind of like a useless nerf. This should have happened a few months ago. Now it's just kind of like too little too late. No decks are really taking advantage of Fire Formation Tanky anymore. But it'll hurt them. It'll hurt them nonetheless. So it'll hurt Tri-Brigade some more. And yeah. And now, guys, this is where you're going to hate me for real. Skill Drain was unjustly nerfed in Master Duel, dude. I do not think Skill Drain should have been banned. Now, you guys, I know you don't like it when I say this, but I will die on this hill. Skill Drain should be at 3 all the time in Master Duel. Simply because of the fact that every single patch, every single new set that we have, the cards get more and more powerful, more and more explosive, more and more oppressive. Adventure right now is literally like one of the craziest decks ever. And it cannot even be totally negated by Skill Drain. You can still remove cards from the field under the effects of Skill Drain because you have the stuff like the Draco back. I think that Skill Drain going to 2 is literally just like... It is a cop-out nerf when people play decks like Eldritch and Flu and people don't like... Or you know, what is that deck that PDS always plays? I can't remember the freaking name of it. With Dino, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of that freaking deck. True King, True Draco, dude. Could not remember True Draco. I don't think Skill Drain should go down because these decks are just played by people. Skill Drain is a card. It's not just a floodgate. It has a space in decks. Skill Drain is a viable card in decks that do not have monsters with activatable effects on the field or decks that can skirt the effect of Skill Drain. It's a card with downsides, and decks that play it can get around those downsides. And I don't think that any of the decks that get around that downside are so oppressive and actually overpowered and non-outplayable that they needed to nerf Skill Drain to 2. I think that is total BS. And, you know, all you Skill Drain whiners, you know, I bet you're laughing your ass off right now. I bet you're really happy, but this didn't need to happen. Skill Drain got nerfed, and guess what, dude? Freaking Adventure Prankins is going to remain tier 1. Some other broken decks are not going to get nerfed, but I bet you're happy the Skill Drain is at 2. I don't know, man. I think you guys are just babies. I know you guys were fiending for the Skill Drain going into 2. I'm sorry, I had to get it. I had to get mad at you guys because I know that's something you guys were beating me up on from day 1 of Master Duel, and you finally got me with Skill Drain going to 2. But we'll find a way to fix our Eldritch deck around Skill Drain getting nerfed. Again, I don't think that Skill Drain and these floodgates getting nerfed are the answers to the problems of the Master Duel meta. They've really got to look at the new cards that they release, and they've got to look at the combinations in them beforehand. How could Firebracks or Rorodon right now? They are absolutely wreaking havoc, and they can do that consistently because the features of the Adventure deck were very, very consistent on release, even though they nerfed the main 2 cards to 2, and they are still extremely good after this major competitive ban list. None of those cards are on here, but you guys got your Skill Drain at 2. And Night Assailant is freaking at 3, dude. Whatever, dude. I don't even know why that is there. So, guys, let me know what you think about the ban list. In short, just a quick summary for... I'm looking at this from the tournament sector, and I'm very interested to see what this does. DPE is going to be way less safe and way less consistent. Verte is going to be the main way they want to bring it out now. Virtual World taking a massive hit, losing VFD. No more Rongo for decks like Phantom Knights. Other searching decks like, you know, Invoked, Fluandere's Eldritch losing Pot of Prosperity and their Floodgates. Crossout Detonator going down to 1. I really think that's going to make less decks safe against hand traps. So just remember that you're not going to have that all the time. But if you're playing heavy on hand traps, you will be able to resolve more hand traps. Think about it like that. Altergeist and Solomon Gray getting two of their getting a searcher back each. Tanky going to 2. Skill Drain unjustly getting nerfed to 2. Justice, hashtag justice for skill drain. And I think that's about it, baby. That is the ban list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I think this is an okay ban list. They did not have to disrespect my skill drain like that, though. But other than that, I think this is pretty okay. We're working towards something that's going to be pretty good, but then something's got to happen with Adventure. They either got to power creep it or something's got to happen. I'm hoping that they didn't ban it so they can power creep it. So, peace out, guys. I've been DLE Kamel. Like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. Let me know what you guys thought about the ban list in the comments. Peace out, guys. I'll talk to you later.